Hi guys! I feel like it's just been too long. I miss you guys. I've been doing my green brush and I'm trying to edit some more. And I just wanted to get you guys some face painting videos up. I have this beautiful girl, Cici. She is so cool. Say hi.
Hi.
So this month we released a new series of superhero collection Arty cakes to make your one stroke and Arty cakes and superheroes a lot easier. So I'm going to show you guys a version of what I call my Supergirl. So sometimes boys come in my chair and they want Superman, and sometimes girls, their sisters, or just girls in general, they just want to be superheroes too. So you can do this design in several different kinds of ways, but I'm going to show you how I do it, and I hope you enjoy. So I also look forward to seeing everyone at the convention. The Face and Body Art International Convention is next week, so we're preparing and we're so swamped here working on it. So I hope to see everybody there, and I'll catch up with you then. All right, let's get started. You ready? With most of my girl designs, I like to start off with a little bit of cheek color. So I like their cheeks to kind of have that rosy effect. So I like to mix my Fab Gold and my Fab, I think this is watermelon. So I just load up a little bit on my sponge, rub it on the watermelon, rub it back and forth, test it on my wrist, make sure that it's a nice color.
Water.
Well, yes, this had already had water. And then I just go right on the balls of their cheeks and just head up. Now, Cici is very fair skinned, so you don't want the red to be overwhelming. So if it looks too strong, which it kind of does inside of the camera with the lighting, then you'll want to just go back in with more gold to make it subtle. So I'll just pick up more gold than red, and even though there's still a red residue on there, so I'm just going to kind of pounce it right over it to sull it, to make it a little bit more subtle. So the first thing that I'm going to do is create the diamond in the middle. This is my this one is called Superpowers. So it has the red, the red, yellow, and blue, and this is good for a multitude of designs, but I'm going to show you how I use it to make my my Superman symbol. So I'm just...
Supergirl.
That's right, you're going to be my Supergirl. So I just start off by loading it back and forth, picking up just, and this is a number 12. I pick up just the red and the gold, and then I'm going to make like a diamond. So then I just start off across the forehead, and I make a straight line, and on the corners I make 2 slanted lines. And then I make sure that the red is on the edge, and then I just make the 2 longer lines to connect. So that starts you off with your Superman diamond. Now the next thing that I'm going to do is take my blue and my red and just load up my brush one more time. So instead of picking up the red and the yellow, this time I'm just going to pick up the red and the blue. What I'm going to do is overlap the red, and I'm following the same steps that I did with creating the first diamond. But this is just going to give you a fast outline on it, okay? So that you don't have to do it by hand and you kind of get that even blend. Then I'm going to start in the corner of the eye. I'm going to start straight. So really soft, relax your eyes. Yeah, don't squeeze them. So I start straight. I'm not starting on a slant. I'm not starting on its side. I start straight. I'm going to just go over her eyes.
That tickles.
I know. So you just press and you lift it up on the edge right there. So the next thing that we're going to do is making sure that the blue is on the edge, is we're just going to bring in these scallops. They're just kind of like teardrops. And the same thing on this side, again making sure that the blue is on the edge so that I scalloped it in. And then we're going to have a little bit more fun. From the corners of her diamond right here, it doesn't matter if your blue is on the top or the bottom, you're going to press and twist it to a point, okay? But if your blue is on the bottom there, you want to make sure it's the same on this side. So you're going to press and twist it on a point so that you're giving it that illusion that it's tapering off right inside her hair. So kind of giving her that crown. So I'm going to ask her, since she's my customer, do you want a superhero S or do you want a C for your name, Cici? A C for your name?
S.
An S for Supergirl.
Yeah.
Okay. So then I'm just going to pick up a little bit of red with my round brush to create the S symbol in the middle of her forehead, the middle of our diamond. So I'm just going to create an S right in the middle. And the hardest part about this design, I would say, is just a matter of coloring inside of that S. So you want to let that part dry. You don't want to go in while the S is still wet, because then what's going to end up happening is the colors are going to bleed. So wait till that S dries and we'll add some stars and then you'll go back in. So now I'm going to use my BAM stencil. This one is the 1016, and I'm just going to lay it right on her eyes, right inside of here, and still traveling in that upward direction. So it's going to kind of overlap on top of her teardrops on the side, and I'll do that on this side as well. And then I'm going to switch over to this stencil, which is the 1037, but I like it because it already has this curve of stars that's going to allow me, turn a little bit this way, thank you. It's going to allow me to lay down my stencil and already have that shape available for me so that I don't have to worry about moving the stencil around too much. So I'm just going to press the white on top of it. So I added my stars right there along her crown. And because you're putting white on top of a darker color like red, like blues, sometimes you have to reload. So then I'm going to follow the same steps on this side of her crown as well. So now that this area inside of my diamond is dry, I'm just going to gently go in and fill in around my S to fill in those open areas. And this is also a good time for you to be adding glitter while the paint is still wet inside of there, because now we're going to move on to working in other areas. So I just pick up a little bit of my gold glitter, and again, you want to work while it's wet so that the glitter sticks to it. So look at me, babe. So I'm just going to dab it on inside of my diamond so that I really can have that glitter stick and stand out. And just to balance this off, because I'm looking at it, I want to add just a few teardrops in this focal point right in here. Okay, right in the centerpiece. And I'm just going to fix up any of these stars that might have gotten smudged or weren't the perfect shape. Or kind of, if you want to bring them out, make them a little bit whiter, you can. And then I'm going to go in and give my diamond in the middle just a few white highlights, and I'm going on top of the blue because I find that when you outline or you give it a little bit more of a pop with the white. So then finally we're just going to, on our teardrops here, I'm going to bring a few in from the sides, just bringing them in, crispening them up, following the original shape that we made. And then I will do the same thing on this side, bring them in, just adding some teardrops right on top of my color, just like that.
I make like a butterfly superhero.
Oh, awesome. Do you like it?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Then what I'm going to do is, close your eyes, sweetie pie. I'm going to, with the tip of my brush, I made sure that my paint was pretty wet, and I'm just going to add a few more smaller stars to fill in some of these areas here versus having it not as full right in there. And then I'm going to just dab off whatever extra paint I had on my brush, or if you need to switch to a smaller brush, don't be scared to do this, so keep your eyes closed. And I'm just going to add these little stars right in the corner of her eye right there to bring this design together, okay? This next step is optional. If you want, you can give your stars and wherever your white needs it a little bit of an outline, and I suggest using blue over black because if you see this design, it doesn't have any black in it. So I picked up a little bit of blue on my brush, and I'm just going to kind of dust the edges here just to bring that blue in, and every other one on our stars, just to kind of bring that blue out, or if you need to give everything a little bit more of a definition. And even very gently here, you don't want to go too strong, but that gives it and ties it in and cleans it up. Because the blue is just really meant to kind of bring it together. So I loaded up my Q-tip, and then I just need you to show me your lips. Your lips, so if you can just relax your lips like this. Alright, so then I'm just going to add my lipstick to her lips, just like this. And it's okay if she gets it on her teeth, because I tell the kids, just lick your teeth and it comes right off. Alright, so I've added my lipstick, and then I'm going to bring in a little bit of red glitter. So I asked her to open her lips a little bit. Alright, and then I'm going to just tap the majority of it on her bottom lip, because the bottom lip is usually larger than the top lip, and that's the one that they're going to see more than anything else. And then if there's room, I tap it from the bottom up. And then finally, I'll just bring in a little bit more gold to tap here and there, especially in the areas where there's the most gold. Can you close your eyes for me? So I want to emphasize the corners of her eyes where the gold was. And then I just need my beautiful Cici to look in the camera and say, I'm a super girl.
I'm a super girl.
Thank you guys for joining me so much. I'm sorry I have my glasses. I can't see for anything these days. But this is a super easy design, because it's just a matter of making your lines, your diamond up here, teardrop, and teardrops around the eyes, and then being creative using those stencils. But this is a great design because little girls want to be superheroes too, right, Cici? And they love glitter and they love lipstick, and this kind of brings it all together. So I hope to see everybody next week. I hope you guys are having a great day, and thanks for joining us.